I will be using an online random object generator, taking said object and animating it. I'm hitting the wall. This is much more difficult than I anticipated. By animation, I mean stop motion animation, because for the life of me, I can't do any other type of animation. So let's randomize some objects, shall we? And we have a winner. It's a matchbook. I think we need to do a proper brainstorming session. Let's come up with an idea. I have acquired our product. Matches. Now after I got this, I realized this is a matchbox, not a matchbook. And then I Googled it to see if there's a difference, and of course there was. I mean, it's in the name. But the thing is, I'm lazy, and I don't want to go out and find another match thing. We're bending the rules. Anyway, let's figure out the concept. So I like to start with an action of some sort. What does this object do? What is its purpose? And how do we bring it to life? With this, take the match, you strike it on the box, which then creates a flame, which then you can use to light a fire or a candle, just how the cavemen used to do it. So I think we start there, but we don't want my hand coming in and doing the whole action because that's boring. Maybe we have it move on its own, kind of like some Harry Potter vibes going on. Basically, we start with it closed. The matches then kind of have some movement. They look at the candle, maybe bounces up and spins. The compartment opens, a match comes out, strikes the box, then maybe goes and lights a candle. And then the other element is the flame, because I don't think we can use a real flame because it's gonna go out too quickly or burn my hand off. My brain goes to this other amazing stop motion animator named Gildies, I believe is how you pronounce, I'm not sure. He used paper to create these like flames, and it was really cool. But I think we shoot it separately over a green screen and then add it in post. Concept is approved by the client, which is me because I am the client. So let's get animating. It is time to animate. We have our candle, we have our matches, and I've rigged up the matches here. I taped this wire on the inside of the box and then slid the matches in. And then I have this little rig ready to go when I animate the match flying out. As for setup, I've got my Amaranth 60X for some constant lighting. I've shut my blinds because we don't want the light to change. I've got my Sony a7 III hooked up to a cable that goes into my computer over here. And on my computer, I have the program Dragon Frame. This is really important when I'm animating because I can see things play out as I go. And then here I have a controller. So this is how I can actually take photos. And then you want to make sure your camera is on all manual settings. I'm just bracing myself for quite a number of hours of work here. I'm starting with my finger coming in and tapping the box. This is a simple way to show motivation, like, hey, wake up and light this candle. The thing that's, I think, most interesting about generally animating inanimate objects is that you have to bring some sort of emotion to it because it doesn't have a face, it doesn't have a body. You have to show emotion through movement. So I'm having the matchbox look up the candle to show that it's curious and figuring out what it has to do. And then the box has to fly up. So we want to do like a when the box is flying up, I'm shooting less frames so that when it plays back, it has the appearance of faster motion. I'm just doing a lot of micro movements and constantly replaying the previous frames to get the motion I want. Been going for like an hour 45. I am now standing because my legs are falling asleep. For the next shot, I'm zooming in and getting a close-up of the matchbox opening and the match flying out. I've also rigged up the matchbox so that it's floating on its own. Now, if I had like an actual stop motion rig, that would help a lot. It's gonna be a little hard to animate because it's not like solid. You know, see it like wiggles like that. I start with a clean frame. Make sure we get that. I have not been getting that for a few of them. So that should be fun. We're gonna use these clean frames to remove the rig in post. Yeah, this is like a little bit trickier than I anticipated. Now the match is rigged up on its own, but I'm struggling with the bounciness of this rig. It's taking a lot longer to get the positioning that I want. I'm tired. Starting to lose momentum. I have about 2 more scenes to go for this setup. I'm hitting the wall. Let's wrap this baby up. Onto the striking scene, we're gonna start slow and then have it move faster as the match hits the box. I'm also animating the box so that they move in sync with each other. All right, next is a close-up of the match itself, just slight movements with this. Then we're moving the match to go and light up the candle. It is day 2. I am well rested. Today we're shooting the final portion of the animation, which is the flame that is going to be on the match, as well as the match striking the matchbox. We're gonna add a few little elements there. So I went ahead and I cut out 6 different flame shapes using 3 different colored pieces of paper. I taped them on top of each other, then we get like this cool like layered flame look. I'm also going to be using this like plush material to add maybe some smoke. My setup for this is we have an overhead light, a green piece of paper as our backdrop. Then we have a clear acrylic sheet. And then the camera is set up for an overhead shot. And basically we are creating this kind of layered green screen where we can animate on top while the background just stays consistent. With that said, let's get this over with. We are going to start with the matches striking the matchbox. I've got the sequence from yesterday pulled up behind what's going on here. So if I go frame by frame, you can see it's hitting the matchbox. The first thing I want to add is some smoke right as it strikes, and maybe some confetti, like little pieces of confetti to make it look like sparks. Then I'm adding these little tiny flames that I made. I'm gonna add those in right at the tail end of the match striking the box. The reason I decided to do this, like with the whole green screen situation, instead of just shooting everything all in one scene, 1 is because I wanted to try out this technique. 2 is because I wanted to really focus on the flame and make sure I nailed that animation. And when you're kind of animating everything and rigging everything together, it's easy to neglect one aspect of it. On a flat surface, I can animate each flame. I can make sure it looks good and flows properly. So for the match flames, the question is figuring out the shape of each individual cutout so that it mimics the motion of a flame. So I went online and I looked up GIFs of candle flames, and I took the motion of it, which was very like slight bends and movements, and I recreated it with paper. So I didn't do any like crazy shape cutouts. And then I just went frame by frame and swapped each cutout for another until I got the look I wanted. If you're not sure how things look or move or how you want it to move, you can look online and literally study frame by frame the motion of what you're trying to animate. All right, and that is a wrap on filming, everyone. We did it. Good job, team. What do you have to say? Now we're gonna jump into the long post process. So I started off by importing all my images into After Effects, removed all the rigs by using masks and clean slates that I took while shooting. Overlaid and keyframed my green screen elements on top, keyed out the green with the key light effect, changed the blend mode of the flames to hard light so that it looks more transparent, added a basic color grade, cleaned up some shots, added keyframes to mimic camera movement, sound design, also using Dave's amazing sound pack, and after many hours, here is our final result.